Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bernadette from Burn Stitches, and today is October 21st, 2021, and so I just want to give you all an update on everything that I've worked on so far for the month of October. It's going to be a little bit busy next week, so I don't think I'll have enough time to make like an end of the month video, so you'll be getting it 1 month early. So yeah, for today I will be going over any finished projects, WIPs that I've worked on, and hauls that I've purchased for the last month. Not too much, so it should not be that long of a video. So for the month of October, I have one finish so far, and I've shown this to you all in my previous video, but I finished my moons out, brooms out pattern. Let me just fold this on. Yeah, so this is the pattern from Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is stitched on a 32 count linen with dark navy. And this took me a little over a month to finish, although I probably could have finished it a little bit faster, but I was gone for a week and didn't work on it. So this is my finish for the month, and then I am hoping to finish another project soon, but we'll see. So for the month of October, after I finished the Autumn Lane Stitchery, I decided to have 2 new starts. So one of the starts that I have is my very first Mirabilia, and it's called Athena, Goddess of Wisdom. So this is what the finished project will look like, and this is my progress so far. So actually, I think it's this way. So this is what the finished project not finished, this is what my WIP currently looks like. I started in the middle of the project, so I'm going slowly but surely. I'm not going to rush on stitching this, just because this is a very intricate project. It has a lot of beading, and it has some special threads in it, and I've never had any experience using these special threads, so I want to take my time and make sure that I'm using them correctly, placing the beads correctly, things like that. So this is stitched on 32 count chestnut linen from WIP. This is basically the fabric that is recommended for this. So usually when you buy a Mirabilia, it has all of the items that you need, including the fabric that they recommend. Of course, you can choose your own fabric. I've seen so many people change it out, but this is my very first one, and I actually think that the chestnut linen looks really good. So we'll see. I think when I finish this, and if I want to do another one, I'll definitely look into switching it up, maybe if I'm not too sold on the pattern. But yeah, these are all of the threads that are needed. These are actually just a DMC pack that's needed. I don't know where the rest of my stuff is, but I also have Cranic, and Karen water lilies, and a rainbow thread, rainbow whisper thread, and a lot of beads. So I think I put that somewhere because it doesn't fit in my little envelope. This is what I use to store most of my projects. I bought these off Amazon maybe 2 years ago. I think it came in like a pack of 20 or something, but basically they're just regular envelopes. It fits most of my projects, so it's a cheap way, and they do what they can. The only thing is, you know, obviously this wouldn't fit a Q-snap, so you kind of have to like bring both, but I'm just at home anyway most of the time, so I don't really need like a project bag to travel with. It's been very rare. Also, just want to mention these little magnet holders are so amazing. I got these off Amazon. I think it's also a pack of 20, but these ties are really good. You can double it down as a needle threader like mine. I have 2 needles here, and you can also use it to tie around your fabric, so it's not really like all bunch, it's not like all flapping around and stuff. So that's one of the WIPs that's one of my new starts. And then the other start that I did, which a lot of you have messaged me and said that you really that you're very excited for this one, and I'm very glad because I am too. But this is the Fairytale house. This is what it would look like when it's finished. Again, this reminds me of the Victorian charm pattern from Dimensions. So far so good. I really enjoyed the coverage for this project. This is quite big, so for that one, I have been using a scroll frame to hold that pattern. So this is my pattern. Again, I use those ties to do it, but this is my progress so far. Let me just take off the pattern real quick, so you can see that this is my progress so far. Let's see if you can even see. So far, I don't know if you can tell, but that's basically a fairy. I finished that fairy yesterday. This is about not a 1 week worth, but maybe a little less than a week. It's stitched on, I think this is on a 16 count fabric, and it's on a magic, I think it's called Magic Guide or Easy Guide fabric. So you can see it's like, it's kind of gridded. So so far so good. I might have to transfer this out to a Q-snap because the scroll frame is not the best. Like the scroll frame where the fabric is attached, I think that's fine, but the lap frame itself is not very good. I actually I've been feeling some kind of back pain and shoulder pain the past few days, and so I think it's because I'm like super hunched over when I do my stitches, and so I am going to probably switch that out to a Q-snap and like to like a bigger Q-snap and then stitch from there. But we'll see. I'm hoping that that will alleviate my back pain, because when I do my other stitches, it doesn't hurt like when I'm sitting like how I am right now. Also, I'm very cold. It's quite cold in here. It's raining. I'm in the Bay Area, so California's in a drought, so I think this has been a while since it rained, and it's kind of cold. I think it's like, it's 66. It's not that cold compared to other places, but for us it's cold here. Anyway, yeah, so I'm hoping that changing it out to a Q-snap will help, or maybe I just won't use the lap stand and I'll just use the scroll frame frame to hold the fabric. Yeah, so I really like, I really enjoy how that scroll frame is holding the fabric. It's just that lap frame that have an issue, but I like that pattern very much, and the coverage is amazing. Let me take it off the scroll frame. Also, one of the reasons why I don't like it is it doesn't hold, like it kind of gets really loose afterwards, and so it's a little annoying. Let me just see if I can take it off. And then we do this, oops, we do the same thing here. There you go. Okay. Okay, so this is the coverage right now, and I really like it. So you see all of these black, this black thread right here. Look at how nice the coverage is. You can barely see the fabric compared to like you can't really see the fabric through the black oh my god, black thread. Sorry, I couldn't figure out what my words are. I hope that comes out clear. But yeah, the coverage is really good. This is Letty Stitch, or Let I Stitch, whatever, is uses anchor instead of DMC. So I really like the coverage of the black anchor thread. When I've used 310 in the past, you can still see the fabric through. So this is stitched on 2, and I think this is on 16 count, but regardless, 16 or 18, whenever I use 2 strands of DMC 310, you can kind of still see the fabric. So I'm really happy for the coverage on this. The one thing I have to say though, I don't think it's an anchor thing, but because I've experienced the same with dimensions, is that where is it? So I use, this is a bootleg Paco. It was $5 cheaper on Amazon, so I purchased it. It looks exactly like a Paco organizer, but these metallic threads are so hard to stitch. So you can see it, it's basically the fairy. That's where that is coming from, but this one is so hard to stitch. It's very thick. So if you look at my back, look how thick. I hope you can tell how thick the threads are for those. So it was a little hard to maneuver, but I made it through, and luckily there's not too many stitches for that one, so all's good. But yeah, so for that I use a Paco organizer for I don't load it for every single thread in here. So you see most of them are still in here in the palettes. I don't load it yet until I'm ready to stitch on it, just because I don't feel that it's necessary for me to transfer it here. I also don't think, I might have enough. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I have enough. Let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Actually, I have enough. So this would take 50, and this one has 49 colors. So I barely made it, but I don't think it's necessary to load all of these all of the threads in here, especially if I'm not going to be using the colors for a while. It's also, as you can see, it's still pretty long, and so when it's pretty long, it gets tangled a lot. So I learned from my mistake when I did Marechka. I transferred everything in these palettes and it just got tangled a lot. So I learned my lesson for this one. So yeah, those are, so that's the Fairytale house, and those are the 2 starts for this month of October. So I was gonna focus on those 2, right? But then I have an Excel spreadsheet of my entire cross stitch collection because, one, I am in accounting and I love Excel. So I use Excel a lot for everything, including keeping track of all of the kits that I have, all of the patterns that I have. And this is just a way for me to know what I already have, because when I had a very huge, when I feel like I'm in like a huge shopping spree for cross stitch kits, I want to make sure that I don't purchase the same kits twice. And so having, you know, just having everything in one where I can search if I already have it, makes it really easy. I also keep track of my WIPs. So I try to limit my WIPs to 10. So I currently have 10 WIPs right now, including the 2 new starts. So I put a hard stop that I can't start anything new. Like the max is 10. So if I finish one, then I can start another one. That's fine because it's still within the 10, but anything more than that I can't do. But when I was looking through my list of WIPs and I was looking at the start dates, I did notice I have one that's quite old. I don't even know if it should really count as a WIP. But regardless, I felt bad that I haven't touched it since the day that I started it. So I've decided to come up with a plan to be able to rotate more projects. And we'll see how long I can keep this up. But basically my plan is to stitch these other WIPs. So I will pick like a project that I feel like I can finish, kind of more like pick your low-hanging fruit, right? So I picked that project that I started a few years ago in 2019, July 2019. And I'm gonna work on it whenever I have free time in between, you know, during like my lunchtime while I'm during work, so that I can at least get like an hour each day. And then at night, I will either work on the Mirabilia or the Letty Stitch Fairytale project. And then on the weekend, I will pick a different project, like another one, and I'll focus on that for the entire weekend, just so I can have a variety and I can also make progress on the other ones. Now this means that I'm not gonna finish Mirabilia or Fairytale houses. Like it's not gonna be as fast as I thought it would be, just because I'll be working on other projects. But at the same time, I'll be making progress on the other ones that I didn't think I would get to do until next year. So there's the compromise. I'm not sad about it. I'm actually happy. Also because I haven't worked on these pieces for a while. So I have this thing where it's like, okay, I'm enjoying the pattern. I think it's fun. And so it's making me stitch faster just because I haven't done it in a while. So let's get started on the 2 WIPs that I also incorporated. So over the weekend, I just thought about this whole idea over the weekend. So over the weekend, I decided to go ahead and pick up my Kittens and Cherries. I don't know why I did that. I'm just gonna take it off. Take it off the sweatshirt bag. Oops. Let's see. Ooh, I have stuff falling out. This is what the project will look like when it's finished. So it's 2 kittens. I started this a few months ago, probably July, and so I wasn't anticipating this to be to take forever, but I kind of put it on the back burner for other projects. So that's what that looks like, and I wanted it because if you watched my earlier videos, you would remember that I stitched the companion piece. It's somewhere over there, but this is what my the other piece that I already finished back in, I think it was April that I finished, but this one is called Kittens and Milk. So I finished this one, and so now I'm stitching this one called Kittens and Cherries. This is what it looked like. Just take off the chart, but this is my progress so far. So you can see, for sure you can see 2 of the cats. So there's 1 and then 2, and then kind of creepy, but you can see the 3rd one in the making. The eyes are there, so a little bit creepy, but I love the fan. I think it's so pretty. So yeah, I'm very excited. I think looking at this, I think I'm maybe 45% done. This is what the chart looks like. It's not big, so it's not big. So I think I'm 40% done. But yeah, so this is the pattern. Shout out to Marechka. They're very similar to Letty Stitch. So this is that, and then the back is where the back stitch is. So I really like it when companies do that. And I'll show you on my next WIP that I'm doing. It's sometimes very hard to read off the pattern when the back stitch is right on top of the full stitches, because sometimes you kind of have to second guess what the symbol is. But yeah, again, this is my progress. I am probably gonna pick this up again this weekend and work on it some more, but I am hoping to be done by Thanksgiving, because that would be nice. There is actually a 3rd piece like this. It's 2 of the cats. I think it's this one and this one, or maybe this and this. It's the orange and then like a black cat, but I can't tell if it's the one that has more brown or the one that's black, more black and white. But the other one is they're on a sewing machine, the Singer sewing machine. They're just like playing around. So I think once I'm done, I'm going to place an order to get that, and then I can have like a collection. I'm not a cat person, I've mentioned that before, but there's just something about these that are super duper cute. So yeah, hoping to finish that by Thanksgiving, but we'll see. It depends on how much progress I make, and it does get a little bit busy. The Marechka kit is very similar to Letty Stitch in how the flosses are stored, so they're in these little pallets. The thing though is with Marechka, they don't tell you the actual thread numbers. So all I have is like 11, 12, 13 and so on, and you just look at the pattern and you say like, okay, this symbol is number 13, and then I would just pick up this color and stitch it. So I don't really know the equivalent, whereas Letty Stitch actually tells you what the anchor number is. I ran out of some colors when I did the Venetian pattern from Marechka, but I'm hoping that was due to me not being a very efficient stitcher, and I'm hoping that these would be enough, but I will let you know. Last time I ran out of colors, I just messaged them on Instagram to ask what the DMC number is, and they gave it to me without any question. So I was able to just buy an additional stain to finish the project. So I'm hoping, but I'm hoping that we'll be good with this one. So that's one of the WIPs that I worked on over the weekend. And then the other one that I decided to go ahead and pick up, and this is the one that I started back in July 2019 and then never started again, is this one. This is a gold collection petite from Dimension, and this is called Stacked Teacups. So I started this in 2019 for an hour, and then I never picked it back up. So I figured, let me just finish it or work on it. So this is my progress so far. So when I started it, I gridded it. So excuse the ugly grids because I was just starting out back in the day. I think so far I've finished one of the teacups. There is, and it would be this one that says Dream. So there's 5 teacups. I finished the middle, currently working on this pink one. Hoping to be done with the pink one by tomorrow. And then this is another piece that I'm hoping to be done by Thanksgiving. That would be nice if I can finish those two. That would be really nice. But so prior to this week of me starting this, the only stitch that I did like in 2019 was, I'm not even joking, like just this brown part right here. That was the only thing that I stitched, and then I never used, like I never stitched on this again. So I'm hoping that I can finish this because I just don't like having stale WIPs, like having WIPs that are really old. So we'll see. I hope to get this done. This shouldn't be too hard. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated because this is a Dimensions Gold Petite. So I follow Luda, Cross Stitch with Luda. She's very big. She has like a huge collection of dimensions, but she's always said that gold collection petites is actually harder than the normal size gold collection, just because there's so many details in here, and the piece is like small. So most of the gold collection petites are about 5 by 7, so they're quite small, but I do agree it does have a lot of different types of stitches in here. So this one's not bad actually. So this one has full and half stitches. I don't think it has any French knots, which is great. So I don't think that this one will be as hard. It just has a lot of back stitching. And so that's why I was very intimidated to start, because I actually bought a bunch of gold collection petites before I knew how hard they could be. I just bought it because I assumed they're easy because they're small, right? But turns out it's not. But for this one, it seems like it's okay. The only thing that might be a challenge are the back stitches. Like, can't really focus, but yeah, you see like the flowers, those are all back stitching. And then you see all of these background, like the blue kind of looks kind of like a lacy material. And as you can tell, this is just plain white. So those are actually all half stitches. So that will be fun to do. But I don't think it will be too bad. Half stitches are not, I don't think they're bad. The only thing is you have to make sure that they kind of go in opposite direction on each line. Otherwise you're gonna have like a little, you might have some morphing on your fabric. I learned that the hard way on my other dimensions pattern that I finished, the Japanese tea garden. Mine kind of warped a little bit. And this is what the back looked like. I'm getting prouder of how cleaner my backs are. I'm not like crazy about keeping it neat, but I just don't like having knots. That's the only thing I don't like, because it drives me crazy that sometimes my thread gets knotted. Oh, speaking of so those are my WIPs, by the way. But speaking of, I have someone ask me about thread magic and what this is. So thread magic, I use this, it looks kind of gnar right now, but I basically use this to condition my thread. So I put my thread and I run it through, and it kind of leaves kind of like a little waxy texture on the thread, but it helps it glide easier on the fabric. I don't use this quite often. In fact, most of the time I forget to use them. But for the projects that I've done, I haven't seen any discolorations or things like that. But I do wash my projects, so maybe that's why I haven't seen it. So I can't tell what, if this leaves any like discolorations or anything in the long run. In the short run so far that I've seen, I haven't seen anything, because I did have some projects that took me over a year where I've used this and I didn't see anything like anything wrong with the threads that I used this on. So hopefully these are good. But yeah, just wanted to showcase this. I can't remember, I think I got this from Amazon. If not from Amazon, I got this from 123 Stitch. I don't think I got this from Michaels, or at least my Michaels never have anything. They don't even have plastic hoops anymore. I went there the other day and they didn't have any. They only had the wooden hoops, which is really sad. But anyway, this did help. I had some, I think depending on what floss you use, I had the Marechka one from the Venetian. I used this a lot because it would knot, like it would have so many knots that it was driving me crazy. But I think it was how I stored my threads. And also, technically, rule of thumb is you can't have, you don't want your threads to be super long because it is more susceptible for having a lot of knots. But I like long threads, so this is why I tend to sometimes use them, just so it helps from knotting. So yeah, okay, so not much else. Let me just show you some of the items that I purchased this month. It's not a lot. I think I only have 2 items that I purchased, or 2 things. So the first one is I bought another Dimensions Gold Petite. This is Toy Shop. Let me take it off the packaging. So, funny story, I actually used to own this kit. And I gave it to my mom because I said I don't think I'm gonna stitch it. So this is what the pattern looks like, called Toy Shop. Again, this is on a 6x6, so it's a square, and it's on 18 count white Aida. So I used to have this, and then I gave it to my mom. The reason why I gave it to my mom was because Dimensions, I had this one, and this is the one that I wanted to stitch more. It's called the Coffee Shop. And so I got this, and I was like, you can have the other one. I don't think I'm gonna stitch it. But then after staring at this, I was like, actually, I think it would be very cute to have these side by side. And so I finally pulled the trigger and got this again. So now I have these two side by side. So it would be really cute. These are both winter themed, but I don't think I'm gonna be stitching them anytime soon. I just wanted to have it just for the collection. I also just got this now because when I put it on my Amazon cart, it said they only had like 5 left and they're not gonna restock it. So I just bought it while it's still cheap. This is about $11, so no more than 12. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It is small though, but you know, not bad. But yeah, I'm so excited to have these two together when I finally stitch it. So that's my purchase. And then the last purchase that I have, I have a habit of losing my needle minders. Like, I have no idea why or where they go. They're somewhere in the house. I just don't know where they are. So I don't know if you remember it from my previous videos, but I had a needle minder that is like a yellow truck. And it's actually not small, it's actually quite big, but I have no idea where it is. I searched through my floors, I vacuumed everything, I looked through the living room, the dining room, my office, which is this, and I can't find it anywhere. So I have no idea where it is. I never took it outside of the house, so it's not like I dropped it somewhere. I really just don't know where it is. So anyway, because I'm also starting more projects, I kind of just wanted to get more needle minders. So I went to Snarky Crafter Designs and purchased some needle minders. So I ended up getting 5. So this is it. It's 5. The last one is in here. Let me actually take that out and I can show you which ones I got. So it's really cute. It came in this little box. So I'm gonna just put back the other one and I can show you all together which ones I got. I think overall this is like less than $40 for all 5 plus tax and shipping, which I live in the Bay Area. Our taxes is like close to 1.10. I think it's like 1.0975 or 25. I can't remember, but it's 1.09 for sure. But anyway, these are the needle minders that I got. These are super cute. So I got this llama. Isn't it so adorable? This llama. And then these 3 came in a pack. So it's a hedgehog, a little owl, and a fox. And then this tiny one that says, I never finish any. And then that's it. That's like basically the joke, like it's not finished. But yeah, these are super cute. This is the company that I got this from, Snarky Crafter Designs. Oh, not this, it says Be Adventurous. Snarky Crafter Designs. This is the website, so go check it out. I technically got these off her Etsy account, but she does have this website, which I wish I knew, because I think if you go here and you sign up, you get a 15% off discount, which I could have used, but maybe next time. She has so many different ones, And this isn't the first time I purchased from her. I've had other ones. So I've had the paw. It's like a white kitty cat paw, which I would just tell people is actually a dog. And then I had another one that says like life is a stitch. I lost that one, so I don't know where that went. I actually found it and then I lost it again. So I have no idea. No idea. But yeah, so this is it. And this came in like less than a week. I think it came within 3 days, I want to say, from the time that I bought this. I bought this on a weekend and I'm pretty sure, yeah, because it's Thursday. So I got this like really fast. So yeah, I highly recommend if you're in the market for some needle binders. So yeah, that is all that I have for all of you. So I will create another video maybe in a few weeks and I'll give you an update for November. Most likely these will be the same patterns that I'll be sharing, but in the event that I finish these two, maybe I will start new ones or I will show you other WIPs from my stash that I'll be working on to focus. So yeah, that is really it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you for all of my current subscribers. I really appreciate you supporting me and watching these videos. And also for any new subscribers out there, welcome to my channel. I hope that you enjoy these. And yeah, I will keep you all updated. If you have an Instagram account, go and follow me. It's Burn Stitches, which is the same as this, as my YouTube name. I think it's just one, there's no space in between the burn and the stitches. But yeah, go follow me over there and you can see I post a lot of progress pics in my stories just because sometimes I don't make too much of a progress. But yeah, that is it for today. I hope that you all have a lovely day. If you are traveling, hope you all stay, travel safe for the holidays. Just everybody stay safe out there, and happy stitching. Thank you all so much. Bye.